You guys are only here to see if we can run full E85 anyway. You don't really care about how we get there, so I'm gonna eat it because I know that's what you want.
What time is it, bro?
Bro, don't do that.
It's time to boom a VR30.
Yeah, time to boom a VR30.
What's going on, guys? Today we have a pretty cool video for you. If you didn't see, we recently tested the stock fuel systems on the B58 and S58. And on full E85, it seems like we surprised a lot of you guys. We're back this time with our shop Q50 on the dyno, and we're gonna be doing the same thing for the VR30. You can actually run full E85 in just about any car with the proper custom tuning. This car is currently on 93 octane, so we're gonna see what it makes on the dyno with 93. Then we're gonna put full E85 in the car to see just how much boost and timing you can actually run. We did a full budget build breakdown on this car, so some of you might already know everything done to it. But to give you a little overview, we've got the boosted 6 shorty intakes with the inserts, boosted 6 auto heat exchanger, we have our Racebox true dual exhaust, and we've got catless downpipes. We've got a stock high pressure fuel pump, stock intercoolers, stock DI injectors. A lot of people think you have to have a bunch of fuel upgrades to run full 85, but that's simply not true. The magic is going to happen right here with our flex fuel sensor. Pretty much full bolt on. We haven't even started running the car and it's already like 100 degrees in here. So today is not the best day to make the most power, but it is a really good day to share some really cool data with you guys. So the car is on 93 right now. Gotta remove some fuel out of the car. These cars have nearly a 20-gallon tank from the factory. Or a thing or two because you've seen a thing.
I've seen a thing or two.
Shout out to the rain for ruining my audio, but we got the fuel all drained and put to the side over there. Car is right at about 1/8 of a tank of 93 octane. But let me just show you how bad it's raining right now, dude. Oh my god.
Yo, who left the sprinkler on?
The forecast says sunny today. there's a half-wrapped piece of crap Gen 1 outside.
Okay, half-wrapped is an insult.
I'm gonna get it towed.
Half-wrapped is an insult. It's just the trunk. Which I actually have the carbon trunk, but I don't know how to put a license plate on it. So I haven't put it on.
Just drill into it.
And it requires a nice drill.
Chat, comment about Faraz's inability to use a drill, please.
Wow.
That's a good sign for tuning.
What do you think the car will make on fully 85?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Don't get the fuel system for it.
Oh my god. Stock low pressure, stock high pressure, stock DI injectors, flex fuel kit.
360.
Listen here, buddy boy.
No, I don't know.
This right here is a real car. Not
You're right.
Not like your little Subaru, which makes 250 on a good day. You know what? Just for that comment, go manually open the valves that are stuck under the exhaust right now.
Faraz is here for a reason.
Hey, yo, where are my fans at? What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Faraz showed me that. He was like,
You guys weren't kidding about draining this. That's like nothing in there, bro.
Yeah.
Faraz showed me that. He's like, you only gotta do one pull. There's no way it's gonna not have fuel cut.
Yeah, it's gonna fuel cut 100%.
You gotta try it.
Racebox, all send, no brains.
You know, I need to
Alright, look at that. No gas, baby.
It did it.
This is how you know Nicholas does not care about VR30s. To this day, he thinks 411 is an impressive 93.
No, I just thought, I was surprised I didn't fuel cut.
Oh.
I was waiting for the fuel cut the whole time and it went all into the rain.
Ignore the other three graphs, it's a different car. 411 and 456.
Get the valves open.
We do have to get the valves open.
Isn't it tapped into here, bro?
Open in your. Get him.
Oh, sorry, the valve was unplugged.
Get a load of this guy.
Oh my.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, it's open. I hear it.
That's okay.
Yeah, that sounds nasty. That's open. All right, let's see what happens now, baby.
All right.
No way.
This is a great chance to see if the valves actually make a difference. $464.
You want to know how you know Hussein's on the dyno? From across the shop, through the gears, just whap, whap, whap.
That's the only way to run it, bro. What do you mean? Ooh. 124 charge air temp after 3 pulls. Oil temps are at 214 as well. I'm pretty sure the safeties are kicking. Hey Denver boys, go read my article about how you guys have better air than Houston. And if you want to argue that, argue with numbers.
How many degrees of timing is that?
But how high the charge air temps are, this is probably making like 13 degrees peak. That's really low, but it's hot. Humidity is a lot hotter than the ambient temperature thinks it is. This made low power. I think it's made like 430 on 93, but this car was never fast on 93 anyway. We only made it fast on E, so Faraz is gonna somehow try and manage getting only E30 when he's got like less than a gallon in there, but... This is on like a base 93 map because we remade it for Race ROM 6 and we didn't care to redo it, to be quite honest. On the 93 tune. We actually had enough fuel. Maybe we were a little rich, if anything, honestly. Fuel pressure was Gucci. No knock. Timing was 15 degrees. Also hot day. Lots of things contribute to this kind of stuff, guys. The boost is there. I think it's down on boost a little bit. Normally it makes about 20 on the 93 map. Like, this is like a conservative 18 pounds, 14, 15 degrees of timing.
So we are going to only add 2 gallons of E85. My ethanol sensor right here.
E92.
How much did you put?
2 gallons. 76?
I thought since it didn't fuel cut that we weren't really that low and that the sensor just wasn't reading right. Turns out we were really that low and there's probably less than a gallon of gas in there.
The sensor works.
We went from E10 to E76 with just 2 gallons of ethanol. Leave it, I'm just gonna run the E80 first, we'll come back to E30 after.
Okay. What time is it, bro?
People are gonna get weird, bro, don't do that.
Time to boom a VR30.
Yeah, time to boom a VR30. You guys are only here to see if we can run full E85 anyway. You don't really care about how we get there, so I'm gonna eat it, because I know that's what you want.
458 wheel horsepower and 505 wheel torque.
I did see fuel pressure drop and I felt it.
Yeah, I heard it back there mid-pull.
Yeah, you probably saw a little bit of a misfire too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go check that out real quick. So you can see where you had a little bit of the squiggles. The squiggles mean that we lost fuel pressure and it was hitting a safety, pulling back boost like our safety does. So I'm gonna go check that.
This is where we need to look at our logs.
So you can see where our boost target cut here. It hit a safety because, okay, here, fuel pressure tanky tank. Look at that. Bad. Not happy car. Look at fuel injection and to spark. It's negative the whole way. This means the car was pulling power.
So how many degrees of timing are we running on this now that we've got better quality fuel?
That was 22, 23 degrees, which is what we would run on a full E tune. So we need to just let it not cut. And that's also why boost came down, because it hit the safety. I'm gonna give it more wastegate up top, but it's a hot day, so it's probably not gonna take it anywhere. We're just gonna see what it can do.
Okay, after looking at the logs, I'm gonna go add 6 gallons of E85 and 2 gallons of 93 octane. All right, what are we looking at?
71.
71? What?
Faraz can't do math apparently.
You watched me put the gas in.
Still 71, because Faraz can't blend.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
Ooh.
We sell flex fuel kits for people like Faraz.
Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our fuel pressure safeties in action. That means that we gotta turn down the boost because it cannot handle this boost down low on ethanol. So we're gonna have to change a little bit of how that works. Let's go do that.
So it's a good thing I didn't put all that E85 in, huh?
As the youngins would say, SYBAU. So fuel injection end to spark is getting real low, and I made the safety safer so that it happens closer to when fuel injection end to spark gets low. Fuel pressure dropped just a little bit, 2400, and then here it dropped a little bit more. So 2400 PSI is about 500 PSI lower than it should be. We are going to reduce boost. It's like right at 18, but I'm gonna let the fuel system chill down low, and then bring in the boost later. Don't show that. You don't want to show them our secret sauce. The nice thing about full E is that I can run more timing, so I can still get that torque back. Oh, interesting. AFR was quite rich. The car is running way richer than it should be. Pull out some fueling in that area.
All right, you heard Hussein already kind of talk about it, but this ethanol content and this boost actually was cut off by our safety. So good thing that our safeties work, but with this new revision that we have now that's getting flashed, we should be able to make it through the gear without any hiccups. That's pretty good. Yo, that's actually really solid. You know, this is bad that you're not happy about this.
You know why I'm not happy? Because this means that I gotta go look at another log. I gotta see if we can add more E and try this again. So hot. But those are the two graphs from today, 93 and full E85, well, E71 on a stock fuel system. That's not bad. Considering the baseline today on 93 was 418 because it's hot, that's not bad. Max power has shifted to about 6,000 RPM. That is also not bad. But now we gotta compare it to, like, you know, what did this car do on E30 the last time we had it in here? 418 was our baseline this morning at 93. Okay, this car made, I think, like 430 or 440 on this, on like proper weather, whatever. Green and yellow are the last baseline when we put this car on E30, when we did the flexfuel video back in October of 2025. That's what green and yellow are. Yellow is the 93 baseline that day, and green is the E30 baseline. So it made 482 peak on E30 as a best that day. Temperatures were pretty similar. It was about 100 degrees in the dyno room. It's about 100 degrees today, but it was less humid. The baseline 8 horsepower, man. It might just be that they cooled it down before running it and I just hot lapped it. You know, so I'm gonna say the conditions are about the same, okay? Yeah. Having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and close these now so we can really compare what we're here for. It's gonna feel more peppy on E30 down low, especially when you get on it at like 3,500, 4,000 RPM.
Yeah, right? Initial response.
Which is cool. It's quite a bit more. I mean, let me grab the keyboard. Man, you're talking a 20 horsepower gap all the way through, and it starts narrowing down about 5,000, closes up at 55. They kind of cross over at 55, and then E70 wins out. If you guys notice a change in the video quality, comment below. For us, didn't charge the camera batteries. One job for us, one job.
When I start getting paid, I'll buy batteries.
One of these days, I swear to God, I'm gonna put all of your guys' W-2s online so everybody can see how overpaid all of my staff is. Anyway, but seriously, if you like this quality more, tell us, because we normally use the Sony for shooting, well, like pictures, and we use the Lumix for video. But if you guys like this more, then we can just switch to the Sony all the time. Back into the heat.
Oh, here we go.
I am regretting doing this video now. If I advertise that we made 487 on a stock fuel system on E70, you're all gonna want it, but you're gonna be like, oh, my car feels slower, and it will. 20 horsepower and 20 wheel torque is not immeasurable. You will feel that on your butt dyno. Right now, if you're a roll racer, you know, 60 to 130 times, you live above 5,500 RPM. Yeah, this is gonna do better. You're not gonna feel it drop off up top as hard. It's holding 580 to 6,000 RPM. Like, that's quite nice. But is it worth it? I don't know. We recommend a low pressure anyway, because you're gonna run out of the low pressure. I mean, we're probably running out of low pressure, and that might be why we're crashing on the high pressure pump side. This is better for the turbos, technically. This isn't a red sport, so I don't have speed sensors. I'd like to do it on a red sport. I'm having a hard time here because this is telling me that I should try E50, but here's the thing, right? If I try and get this power back, this power is gone for two reasons. One, we brought it down because we needed to turn down boost to keep the fuel pump happy. But turning down boost down here means the turbos are generating less heat this entire run, and then they're able to push more boost up top. It's not guaranteed that the top end stays either, right?
Right.
And also, as like a whole, because we're running less boost, everything's more efficient, there's less heat overall. I'm able to run more timing, 6 degrees more peak than we would run on E30. I'm running this lean like BMW levels lean. So is this something I'm gonna do for people? I don't know, guys. I'm gonna try an E50 run right now, and we're gonna see if it's happier on E50. See what kind of power it makes on E50 if we pick up bottom end again. So I've got the flex fuel tune adjusted where E50 should basically be like, I've got the blend done where it should be blending between the ethanol boost target and the 93 boost target, which should be more boost down low, but less boost up top than we are right now on E70. So I'd say like 485 to 490 is a reasonable claim for a stock fuel system. What I'm gonna test now is I'm gonna run E50, where it's gonna be a mix of both worlds. The timing, a little bit of the timing from this, but less boost. It's literally, the blend is like literally halfway. I did it that way, where between E30 and E70, E50 is the 50% point for timing and all of that. Faraz, make it E50, bro. Call me when it's done.
No, you're gonna have me mix it again?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What are we at? We got probably like 12 gallons in there.
Yeah.
Add 3 gallons of 93.
Are we over half a tank?
We're just a bit over. Do 3 gallons of 93 and then call me.
I will. Don't be mad if it's like 85.
Oh, sorry, don't Gen Z go like this. Call me, because you guys don't know what a flip phone looks like.
You can go inside while I fill up the gas.
E58.
58? Pretty comparable.
Okay, so that's basically what I told you guys was gonna happen, right? We bring up the spool down low, we start matching it. It's still a little bit lower, obviously, right? But you see how it kind of was halfway. Like I said, it's halfway on the boost, right? This is 10 horsepower difference from maybe a little bit less. It's closer to the E30 than it is the E85. But look at how quickly that top end drops. There's no point doing E50. I can't run the same higher boost and higher timing up top. That's not a feasible option. That makes my life easier because I don't have to do this anymore. I'm done. But really, like, you know, okay, so you can make more on E85. You can make 487 on E70 and probably about the same on E85. The fuel system will take it. If you want to try this out, I guess hit us up. This is Mo and Alex's problem now. So I guess to be continued.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for what we're doing on the dyno today. Red is our E70, E85, and makes that most power at the top, but we do sacrifice some of that pep down low. So you can see green is E50, blue is E30. Both of these are going to hold more power all the way up to about 5,000 RPM, and top end is going to be just about the same. We do make a little bit more on the E85 here, but pretty good numbers. Honestly, I was surprised with how strong this car did on full E85. It made 487 and 489 and is actually mostly up top. 0 to 60 is really going to show off this difference here when you're launching the car, but 60 to 130, when you're shifting and landing right about here, you're going to notice that. So we do see that the torque and horsepower is a little bit better on E70. So maybe we'll test 60 to 130, E70 versus E50 and E30. And then for quarter mile, we already know on E30 we did a 10.9. So maybe we'll run it back, see what time difference there is. Thank you guys for watching. That's gonna wrap it up for today.
Just everything in the kit, it's a lot of shit. I didn't even realize how much shit it is.
All right, let's drop her in.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There we go.